Rhody Nation, welcome back to another episode of Homegrown. Today I'm here with defensive lineman Pat Conserve. Pat, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. So, Pat, tell me, how'd you get into football?
You know, football has always been like just a big thing within my family. And growing up, you know, it's funny, I actually wanted to quit playing flag football, you know? Like flag football, that's not real football. That's not the football I watched playing in the NFL. But yeah, my family really just, you know, stayed on me, making sure I stayed through it and stuff. And then once I really got into tackle football, you know, I really just found my own love for the sport then, and it really blossomed, and it's just beautiful because it still brings my family together today.
That's great. Talk to me about your high school experience. I know you went to Cumberland High School.
Yes, sir.
We didn't get to play each other while I was there. I was in high school, but you got to play against a couple of your teammates, Moses Muse, Buchanan, Alex McClellan. Just talk to me about your high school career and like your development from a freshman to your senior year.
Mm-hmm. You know, coming in as a freshman, you know, like, it's funny because I always knew I wanted to play college football, you know, but my eyes weren't always set on URI. And it's funny because, like, I don't know if the other guys have the same story, but, like, it's just crazy that all of us were able to come to this, you know, the same university. But freshman year, you know, like I said, I wasn't really focused on URI, but going through, like, my sophomore year, my junior year, my senior year, they just kept reaching out and reaching out and reaching out. And, you know, I just came to the realization, like, this is my hometown, you know what I mean? So, like, making that decision to come here was definitely an easy one.
Yeah. So how does it feel now being a hometown kid? Like you're for a 40-minute, 50-minute drive from home. You know, a lot of kids in the college level don't really get to have that. So how do you feel about having that opportunity just to be around your family, around those you that care about you, just having ease of access to go see them or them to come see you play without having to travel by plane or even have a long car ride?
Yeah, you know, I'm extremely grateful. You know, that's the only way I can put it. Like, just having my family pretty much down the road. You know, Rhode Island's a small state. But just having my family, like you said, within 40 minutes, like, I'm super grateful. They're always able to come up, whether it's games, whether they're supporting me in extracurriculars, or whether I'm just hungry and they're just bringing me a meal, you know, a home-cooked meal. So I'm grateful. It's the best way to put it.
So a lot of kids going into college from high school, you know, you go from the star player on your team, the main guy, to you go to high school, you go knock down the totem pole. What was that transition for you? Were there any like ups and downs? What was like your biggest struggle when transitioning from high school football to the college level?
Yeah, and I really like the way you put that because, you know, everyone that's recruited to college football is like the guy of their team, you know what I mean? But then in college football, there's a team of the guys, you know what I mean? So kind of just like figuring out that hierarchy. Like my coach from high school, Coach Lima, he always made sure like I was realistic about my expectations going into college and playing college football. And like he always told me, like, you know, you're pretty much going back to the bottom of the food chain. And like just having that in the back of my mind, like it wasn't something I was scared about. It was something like I'm kind of excited about, you know. And like my class and just all the guys that I came into this like college with, we're so close, you know what I mean? And I don't even think like, oh, this guy's the guy, you know what I mean? Like I just love the bond that we're building. So I really think it is something special here at Rhody.
So being a part of this special team, the past 2024 team, you know, it was a crazy year.
Definitely.
A lot of ups and downs, a lot of close games. What is your best memory of that team? And if you had one thing to say to the class that just left, what would you say to them?
If I had one thing to say to that class that just left, it would just have to be, you know, thank you guys, because you guys don't even realize like what you did, like all the actions that you guys put in, and it didn't even have to be like verbal, you know what I mean? Just you guys getting up every day at 5 o'clock in the morning, being in here at 5:45 in the weight room early, like just setting those standards, the small things, those expectations that I learned that I'm gonna carry on moving forward, you know what I mean? So like, yeah, they're gone in a sense, but like carrying their standards forward and their expectations, like they're still living on in a sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So now we're into spring football, winter workouts is over, it's spring football. Spring is the land of opportunity to get your shot during training camp. So what is your mindset going into this semester, this year of spring ball, and what is your overall goal for the spring?
My overall goal for the spring is obviously, you know, just to improve every day, get 1% better, and you know, like I know some guys set like, oh, I want 15 sacks, I want this, I want that. But honestly, every day I'm going in to get 1% better. And if I do that, I know at the end of spring ball, you know, however many practices we have, I'll be that many percent better. You know what I mean? So like just honestly to strive and do the best I can every single day, I know at the end of it, I'll be set going into the fall semester.
Yeah, that's good. So a little away from football and get to know you as a person. Obviously, you made a very big decision proposing to your girlfriend.
Yes, sir.
After a game against the Browns. So take me through your kind of mindset there and like, how did y'all meet at first? Because I know you guys have known each other for a long time, but didn't really officially start together until like a couple of years ago.
Yeah, so it's funny because we got together sophomore year of high school, and I proposed to her as a sophomore in college. But I knew her way before we even got together sophomore year. I knew her since I was like 8, 10 years old. Like she was my sister's friend. They did cheer together, competitive cheerleading together. So like she would always just be over the house, sleeping, hanging out with my sister. So, you know, I kind of just developed a little crush on her, you know what I mean? And then as we got into high school, we just went to the same high school, and we had more free time. So we started hanging out with each other, and we kind of just kicked things off from there. And, you know, she's from Rhode Island, I'm from Rhode Island. So us both deciding to just come to Rhode Island, URI, and stay in state was a really easy decision. So, you know, we get to spend a lot of time with each other, and I don't know what made me do it to propose, but it was just something in my heart. You know what I mean? It was God honestly was telling me to propose that day, and it was really fate that I did. You know what I mean?
So you get calling that you want to propose. Take me through the 48 hours before proposing at Brown.
Okay, first 48. So we'll rewind even a little back before that 48. We're on our bus ride back from the week before. We're on our bus ride back from the game, and I'm just telling the guys, like, next week's the week. I'm going to propose to my girl. And everyone's looking at me with one eyebrows raised, you know what I mean? They couldn't tell if I was joking or if I was being serious. But like as the week kept going on and I kept bringing it up, the guys, like, they finally, like, could tell I was serious, you know what I mean? And like, just the guys hearing me out and me hearing their stories throughout the whole week, and just love was in the air, you know what I mean? So like they were gonna play 10 times harder for me. I knew they had my back. Like everything was just set up and planned, and I needed the cup. The way I set up the proposal was I put the ring inside of the cup, and when I proposed, we were taking pictures on the Rhody logo in the middle on the 50, and I just took the ring out of the cup and dropped on one knee. And we needed that cup in order to do the proposal, so we needed to win that game. So like the guys, like they all told me they were gonna play 100% harder for me, you know what I mean? And like love was just definitely in the air, and like I wasn't worried one bit because we were down that game. But like coach says, never ride the roller coaster, you know what I mean? So I just stayed still, and I know the guys have my back, so.
Well, Pat, I appreciate your time.
Yes, sir.
You got a little message for Rhody Nation? Give them a little shout.
Shout out Rhody Nation. I just want to thank y'all for always packing Meade Stadium. You know, there's nothing like that. It's always an electric feeling every time we look up and see a wave of Keene Blue. Season tickets are now available, so we'll see y'all next season. Appreciate y'all.
Thank y'all for tuning into another episode of Homegrown. We'll see you in a couple weeks. We got another couple special guests on. And thank y'all for the support. Like, comment, subscribe. And we will see you in a couple weeks.